Did you know the average first-time home buyer is 34 years old? Pretty crazy. What happens if you want to buy a house prior to 34? How does that look like for you? Especially if you are just starting your adult life. So if you just graduated college, just started working your first full-time job, starting families, getting married, what does it look like for you? I've been doing this for a little while now, and there's always three main areas where first-time home buyers that are on the younger side get really caught up and worried about, as they think that they just don't have the age needed and the experience needed in the world to qualify to buy a house. So the first area where a lot of people get caught up on is they know that we look at a 2-year work history. Obviously, if you just graduated or just started working your first real-time full-time job, it's easy to assume that, well, I obviously haven't worked for 2 years, so I automatically cannot qualify for a mortgage. But in reality, the way the system works is that if you have a college transcript and you are working in a field that you went to school for, then we can substitute that work history for college degrees, transcripts, etc. So if you've been on the job for 4 months, but before you started your nursing career, you were in nursing school, well, then those two can add together to make up that 2-year work history, eliminating the 2 years of being on the job experience. The next area where we see a lot of concern from younger buyers is credit. A lot of them don't have credit cards, don't have car payments, they don't have any kind of installment loan that they're actively paying. And for a lot of people, especially when you're younger, the only thing that they have are student loans. But in reality, if you have your student loans and paying on them, there's a good chance that you probably do have a credit score. And it might be higher than you expect, especially if you've really been diligent at paying at those and taking down that balance. This is a lot of areas, so if you don't qualify for a mortgage because you don't have credit scores and you're not in that realm, there are other options and routes that we can kind of go. There's one that's called non-traditional credit. That is going to basically, we need to have 3 to 5 trade lines. So if that's a phone bill, rent, electricity, utilities, internet, any type of thing like that, that is under your name and for a 12 months paid on time continuance. So if you've been renting for 12 months and you've been at that property, you've been paying for the phone bill on your cell phone and paying for your utilities for 12 months, we can substitute that for credit. If you have not met that criteria of having at least 3 trade lines in your name only for the last 12 months, the other option we can do is going to take a little bit more time, but we can kind of put together a plan of getting you kind of on track to build credit so that you can qualify for a mortgage. A good place to start is a credit union, getting a credit card through them. They're secured, they're easy to get. They may not have a lot of great benefits, but it's at least a step in the right direction, kind of a foundation to kind of start building credit on. Other options are, seeing if somebody like a parent or a spouse or something like that can add you as an authorized user on a card. Again, obviously, it's not going to instantly make your credit jump up, but it could help significantly in kind of building that foundation. And obviously, and if you do have credit cards and it's paying down balances to get you in an area where you can qualify for a mortgage, obviously we can do that also. We can structure a plan and put into actionable steps so you can be actively working towards buying a house. The third spot where we see a lot of hesitation from younger buyers is when it comes to having the amount of money needed for closing. A lot of people still have this idea that you have to have 20% down. In reality, that's a myth nowadays. There are a lot of ways around that. Lots of different loan programs that have been released and we can take advantage of. Some of them can even go down to putting 0% down. So that just leaves you covering closing costs. So at the end of the day, this grand number that they had made up in their mind and saying, oh, there's no way I can just even fathom having the cash available for closing, that can get diminished very quickly to a much more reasonable number from somebody that's just starting, their adult life, just starting their new job. So there's a lot of options out there that can really kind of help spring you forward to the future. On the other side of things of just having a place to live, real estate is also can be viewed kind of as an investment. Like a lot of things, the longer you do it, the more potential for growth there is. It's like investing in stocks. The earlier you do it, the more compounding and the more chance that has to grow at a much more exponential rate. Same thing for buying a house. On average, a house will increase in value somewhere between 3 to 5%. So let's say, you buy a house at 25 for $250,000, and you hold that house for 5 years. Over that 5 years, if it grows at about 3% a year, you're going to net an additional $40,000 of built equity in that property. And all you had to do is own the property. So the earlier you get to start on that, the more time you have to build the equity. Believe it or not, most people, most of their wealth is tied up in property. So in real estate, whether that's house, land, etc. So this is a good way to start building that wealth for the future. So when the day comes when you're ready to get out of being your active adulthood that you just got into, you have diversified your investments over the course of your working career to be able to set yourself up for financial freedom. So it's a great place to start. And then if you're ready to kind of take that dive just to explore the options and see what we need and what it takes, we are happy to step in and help out, answer any questions you got. Obviously the goal is to get you pre-approved, help you find a house, and then get you moved in. And if that's not obviously the first time around, we'll put together a plan and really work on executing that together with you as a partner, just to make sure that you can achieve that goal of homeownership. So, got any questions? Let us know. Talk to you soon. Bye.